Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets, and I think today will probably be a little bit better for much of the audience and probably for a few people on the panel because, lo and behold, we are pumping, fellas. We set a pretty epic bear trap yesterday, really over the first few days of the week. And now we're going to ask probably the golden question throughout this show. Is Santa real? But I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max, Tucker, and Unbothered Chef Jack. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to Market Check. We're about halfway through this week, 2 weeks away from Christmas. So naturally, is the Santa Claus rally real will be a very pertinent topic here over the next few days and next few weeks, I'm sure. But the market has responded resoundingly so to the dump that we've had over the last few days. Obviously, altcoins got obliterated. We saw a little bit of a move higher on Bitcoin dominance. ETH kind of led the downside among majors, but we are seeing a strong shift in the market thus far. But before we can talk about it, before we can talk about where we think Bitcoin is headed, if we think alts are ready to outperform, and of course, before we can look at some of these charts, some of your favorite coins, your bags, hashtag your bags. We'd love if you guys could smash the like button for us, run it up. We have been truly destroying the like button lately, but I want to make sure that you guys or that we don't rest on our laurels and that we continue to destroy the like button. Maybe today or yesterday we got a little bit of a boost from frustration likes, just hitting that like button as a way of blowing off some steam. But otherwise, you guys know how much it means to us, and of course, this channel's growth when you do that. So I have to ask, and now we can talk a little bit more thoroughly about markets, of course. We are getting the bounce today. I mean, Bitcoin and ETH up about 5%. Pretty much everything on my watch list is green except for like one or two coins. So the market has, like I said, responded resoundingly so to the upside. Saw some short interest come in yesterday, and sure, we could probably have a little bit more shenanigans around these prices, right? I mean, it's a very volatile market. We saw huge amounts of lower time frame volatility over the last we saw huge amounts of volatility over the last few days. The order books got destroyed naturally as they kind of repopulate. You see a ton of shenanigans coming in both directions. So, but I am thinking that the higher this goes, obviously, the more this floats, the more market structure that we continue to break. And ultimately, the main one, when ETH breaks 4,000, the retest will probably not be there any longer. So if you were looking for an entry on altcoins, I hope you took advantage of the last few days. Maybe you get one last opportunity at a stab down from majors, but I don't think that you're guaranteed to get one either at this point. It is probably almost, I'm not going to call it alt season, right? Because that's it has such a negative connotation, but we are looking like we're headed towards a period of rapid altcoin outperformance. Just given the look of Bitcoin dominance, given where Bitcoin's trading relative to altcoins that have yet to reprice higher. So I got to be honest, guys, I am a believer in Santa Claus this year. And I'd love to know if you guys are as well as, generally your expectations for Bitcoin and altcoins here going forward.
Well, Tommy, he doesn't want to say the word alt season, but rapid altcoin outperformance. I'll take it. I'll take that, Tommy. That's fine. That's fine with me. What's up, guys? I think maybe the most important chart is potentially USDT dominance, guys. I think it could be, because this is something that we were talking about with our Discord the other day, but oh man, that is a nasty rejection at our famous linear trend line that goes back to 2018 for USDT.
Zero.
Yeah, zero, man. Look at that. Brutal. And we said, at least I was saying, like, I was praying that we would not bounce on this trend line back here. But I said below the trend line, this is your super cycle. Don't want to say that too loud, but this is your super cycle territory where
Super cycle.
super
Super cycle.
yes, every top that was called by this trend line is just irrelevant. So yeah, that's a big deal that we're doing that. But yeah, I think some bear traps were set on majors in the last few days, pretty apparently, especially on Sol. Man, Sol had a nasty one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Santa is real, guys. I think Santa is indeed real this year, as he is most every year. So it's one thing you can count on in markets is for Santa to be real. So
We
yeah.
talked about that dynamic like 2 or 3 weeks ago about why
Mhm.
it's real. I mean, TradFi flows, man. That's really all you need to know. TradFi flows are going to be very strong in the final 2 weeks of a year where the S&P is up 20% year to date.
And if
I really
everybody's
lo-
going to wait to take profits until January so that their tax liabilities in 15 months down the road, why would they not pump the market and then they can sell a little bit in January? We're going to run it up, man. We always do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're American and you are sitting on big bags, there is no point in, taking it off in December, right? Like you're just going to pay tax a year earlier than you could, right? So
The only reason you would ever want to do that is if you know you are like gonna print next year and you're like, hey, I'm gonna incur some liability, this year and some next year. You could break it up like that. But
mhm.
to like full stack G to bag that's way up in December, no, no, no. No, 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 no,
I mean,
no.
I would still rather just kick the can to 2026 if possible, but that's just
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Tucker for Fed chairman.
Robbie really wants Big Joe Carlos there for Fed chair. I would agree with. I would agree with. Yeah, guys. I mean, we're looking good. I wish ETH looked a little bit better, but it looks good. It looks good.
I like the way BTC is kind of like accepting 100K nowadays. Like people are probably
Mhm.
not noticing, but the way BTC trades around the number sort of changes the psyche of the people, where like it's no longer like we are above 100K, guys. Like we just traded above 100K. Nobody cares.
Mhm.
That's what I like for the longevity of this bull market. That's psychological.
Yeah, and as far as like price acceptance, right? It's like we haven't spent, a ton of these are 4-hour candles, but we haven't spent a ton of time up there, right? Like you have kind of
Yeah.
had this little jeet every time, but
That's
I think
okay. Like I wouldn't even mind if we trade back below it. It's more like we trade around the price, so the 100K now becomes normal. It's more about that, right? Like it's not about like, listen, if we were to go to 92K again, would I mind? No, because it's a mild pullback that's going to get eaten up very well, and then it's going to get sent again, and it's more about like.
I would probably mind that, honestly. I would be a
I
little
would
upset.
mind as well.
I
Yeah.
would be just a little upset. I get what you're saying, but like, I don't
Yeah.
know. That would suck.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, like we kind of want ETH and all outs to do well, right? Like I would say that most of the space now from like retail perspective doesn't really care about BTC. Unless you're like that very boomerish BTC stakeholder Maxi. Except that I would say, and we do see that, right? Whenever BTC really moves, you do not like see much engagement, much excitement in this space. We do not even see big fear when BTC pulls back, as on Thursday. But when ETH pulls back, and when ETH beta pulls back, everyone's losing their mind. So obviously.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
ETH beta looks great, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think given how good ETH and BNB in particular look, it's very difficult for me to see altcoins continuing to slide further. Right. Or it's like you said, Jack, is if they do, it will be because those are the assets that are showing relative weakness to Bitcoin.
Wow, I did
Which
not
I
know
think-
BNB came down so much, Tommy. That's brutal.
Oh, it's doing exactly what it did in 2021.
What
The
do you
exact
mean?
same
What's
thing.
what is brutal on BNB?
I mean, it went
that's
to like
beautiful, Ritas.
800 and pulled back. I mean, that's a pretty nasty. That's
20% on BNB is a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. But I mean, it's still above this high. That I mean, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. It's time. This is a slow grind too, Tommy. This is that slow grind you talk about. I mean, it's just
It's priming.
Where in 2021 are you talking about?
Like right before it broke out, it did the exact same thing. It chopped around all-time high. It faked out twice, and then it went vertical.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. In here.
BNB is destined to send. Like the moment, listen, the big fake out that could have sent the price down was in May. I was selling that pump, but if bears wanted to win, they had to do it in August. And now that we've broken the May high, which already broken the all-time highs from 2021, it's like your confirmation that bears lost control and the momentum is for the bulls. But after you get a breakout, you usually get a pullback after to just reset. But this is like your confirmation. BNB is sending and bears can just eat it up.
Yeah, you kind of had this 1-2 thing too. Yeah,
BNB's prime, man. I feel like it's just like a little bit stubborn right now. But we all know that you're not gonna make a lot of money fading crime in crypto, and BNB is the king, man, in that regard. Like BNB, I mean, dude, look at it. Like we never even broke down in the bear market. We never broke down from our bull market range low. That's crazy. Like the fact that it had that kind of insulation, that it never broke down in the bear market.
Well, Max, you know what else never broke down?
Listen,
Matic, but yeah, who cares? See, here's the thing about BNB, man. It's like if Bitcoin breaks down, how can you justify your altcoin not breaking down? That's crime.
Max. Caroline tried. She said, sell me all your FTT sub 20 and then you can go fuck off. And it didn't work. And CZ was like, listen, I can go to jail and you can sell me all your BNB at 200 and then fuck off because like I don't care if I'm in prison, I'll send this.
Yeah.
He's just like
tough,
middle
man.
finger Caroline.
He's actually tough. She was like sell me like sell us all your FT. Like, bro, no one's intimidated by that. No one believes you.
No, she just told everybody her liquidation price on Twitter. And then oh man, I remember that.
CZ was like, I'd rather go to jail and take you guys down forever. Like he did it, man.
I remember I was debating that, dude. I was like, wait, should I not fade Sam and just bid this FUD right now? And then I was like, no, this is cooked. Yeah.
It's cooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he said 4, some people meant that some people saw that he meant $4, but he actually meant 4 digits for BNB.
4 digits, yeah. Easy 4 digits, man. We're already at 700. I mean, BNB could be at 2,000 pretty soon.
But imagine back then when BNB was trading around 200 with the example of what happened to FTT and was literally like the world max fudding Binance, like every regulator in the US, everyone on Twitter, it was paid everywhere. And you try to help people, and then all these, fucking cockroaches just got all the engagement for fudding it at the bottom, making everyone panic sell and all of that. And so back then, if you told someone 4 digits, you would be called lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guys, I feel like we need to talk about Pepe, honestly. I mean, the title of today's show is Memecoins bouncing hard today. I feel like we need to observe it.
Let's observe. Let's observe. Man, look at all this
What
green.
do you
Lovely.
guys think of Elon starting to shield Pepe instead of Doge? Not that it's working so far, but
I think it feels just like Doge to me, Jack. It's like early last cycle. It wasn't
yeah.
so direct, right? But it was like these passive little like elbows, it was like little jabs,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
suddenly he just said like fuck it, we're just gonna talk about it, we're gonna pump it. I think he's gonna do it, man. I think he's gonna start posting a lot of Pepe memes, He's gonna do
He was
something.
he was also talking about Doge before the big bump. Like he joked about it here and there, and then he went through a like full-on propaganda Doge, right? And he is doing that kind of now. Like he's doing these little hints with Pepe, and then it's just like
Yeah. He's gonna go
will
for
be
it.
interesting. I wonder what the Dodge people who obviously were favoring Elon to pump their backs. I wonder what they're gonna do now. Are they gonna be like, "How could you betray us?"
Dude, he's done a lot for Doge, man. He's done a lot for Doge.
Yeah,
I feel like he's done all
but
that he can for Doge. You know what I mean?
And
No,
he's
no,
still
of
shilling it.
course.
Like bro,
Yeah.
he's because of Elon, there's a government committee
Yeah, that's what
called
Yeah.
Doge.
Of
His
course.
work is done, bro. He's completed his mission,
Yeah.
Absolutely
gotta move
agreed
on to
on all
something else.
points. I'm just saying we know how people are. You can like help them 99% of the time, and then you do not even do anything against the project. You just start to promote something else or something, and the community will just hate on you. We know how it's in crypto. Like it doesn't matter. He could send Doge to $1 and say my work is done, and then he would start shilling Pepe, and people from Dutch would just come at him like, "How dare you abandon supporting Dutch?" Like we see that all the time with everything.
Yeah. We had a great super chat here. Thank you so much. That was a huge one. $50. Base Pepe broke 150 million. Thank you, Louis. You saved my marriage and are the reason I kept my house. This project is just different. If you continue to fade, you are only hurting yourself. Much love, everyone. Thank you, BP team and BB community. Wow. Louis not here today, but I'll screenshot that and pass that along to him. That's quite the message. Let me drop that in our chat right now. I'll tag Louis. Let him know what's up. But yeah, all right, I just sent it to Louis. That's a nice message, man. Louis had an unbelievable call on that one. That was huge.
That's crazy, Ron.
He did. I mean, guys, if we want to talk about Pepe, I mean, Pepe is just doing everything that it's done before, every single time.
Yeah.
Right. Max, I know you were looking at this back to this range down here, which is probably more like what it's the move that it's about to put in, right? Which is going to be similar to that Doge move that we've talked about on here. But I think for visualization purposes, I think this is probably pretty nice. Something like this, basically.
Yeah. That is real, man. That is very real.
Yeah.
I want to get back to the Pepe conversation. I just have to acknowledge this comment here from Kevin. I'm at my wife's ultrasound seeing my second child for the first time. One earbud in with you guys. Oh my goodness.
Oh
Kevin,
my God.
from one father to another, I need you to take that earbud out and be with your wife. Here's the thing, bro. You can watch the rerun later, all right?
Yeah.
You can only be at that ultrasound once. It's not going to be recorded, all right? I love the support, but you got to take that earbud out, all right? You got to take that earbud out.
Oh my gosh.
These are some funny comments today, man. My wife left me and wants Max. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. Let's get back to the Pepe conversation. So,
Yeah.
all right. I kind of want to Tommy the chart real quick.
I know you got something, Max. I was waiting for the Tommy, so.
Well, actually, I don't want your blessing because then it wouldn't be a Tommy. So I would like to
That's true.
aggressively take it from you like Tommy did. So
Unreal.
there it
Remember
goes.
the first Tommy of all time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There is no second best. All right. Here's the thing. I was talking about this example this morning where I am viewing these right now somewhat similarly. Okay. They feel very similar to me. I remember this move quite well. And I remember this was back here in early 2024. And I remember this move well because this was kind of right as like BB Wealth Management was getting started. And I was at dinner and I was messaging Tucker and Tommy. And I was like, guys, is Pepe about to send here? It had just done this. It had just done this. And we were like ramping back up and Bitcoin was starting to show signs of life. And I had to leave dinner early because I had like the hardware wallet at my office and I'm flying down the highway because like I'm afraid we're gonna miss this move. So I remember this quite well. I remember the day. I'm like leaving family dinner early, flying to my office, and it ended up being absolutely an unbelievable decision. It was the difference of, I mean, literally millions of dollars getting positioned for this. But little sidebar there. This feels very similar to me where, you know, they kind of like bull flag it, run the high, jeet it back down to mega demand, and then they send it. And one thing I'd like to note contextually about this first move that, you know, Pepe had over here was it did line up, you know, perfectly with Bitcoin finding a bottom and ultimately rallying higher. So here's Bitcoin down below. Let's take a look at what Bitcoin's doing today. Now, you know, we're going to need Bitcoin to stick the landing. All right. It's going to need to stick the landing, but Bitcoin is, in my view, doing something similar to what Pepe was doing over here. Right. So if we look at this and we go, all right, you know, Bitcoin might be ready for its next leg higher. And just like over here in early 2024, let's just make this gray. Maybe Bitcoin is doing this right now. And it just so happens that this is the exact same style of price action that we saw back in early 2024, where you take out all the shorts, run the high, come back down to mega demand, and then you send once Bitcoin is ready to send. So, you know, look at this right here, right? Look at this. And at this point, you know, you kind of climb back up to the high. And then, I mean, look at the move that you got. You know, look at the move that you got out of Pepe. I mean, I can't even. I mean, it's you know, it was massive. This is what this ultimately looked like, right? I'm just zooming. I can even put it in log mode. We'll just so we can even see it, right? But you know, look at this move that we put in when Bitcoin finally started to ramp higher. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, all right, you know, what are the chances that like we're basically doing the same thing right now? You know, and Bitcoin's about to start that next, you know, crazy leg higher. And, you know, here's Pepe doing the exact same thing that it did earlier, you know, earlier this year. And we're about to do this. So locally, I see a lot of similarities and overlap in the structure. But of course, as I'm showing you, it really is going to be somewhat dependent on Bitcoin taking that next leg higher, which I think would ultimately send ETH much higher, which I also think, besides maybe a dead cat bounce, would send Bitcoin dominance much lower. So we really are going to be in the midst of alt season. So, you know, anyways, just wanted to show these comparisons. Like it's giving me really similar vibes. I've seen this type of price action before. I've seen them like run the high, everybody gets excited, and then, you know, they flush it back down. You know, but I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, why is Bitcoin not about to start marking up? You know, why would it not? So it looks pretty good here.
It looks great here. 101, baby. What'd you say, Jax?
Just check market check.
Yeah.
Let's see what they want. Wolf chart. We're pumping, boys. Yep.
Tucker, you're back up on the screen.
Yeah.
Tommy had to go, right?
Yeah, Tommy had to go.
Yeah, Tommy had to go.
Yeah.
And you know what? We might have to go as well if we don't get these likes up. We have 710 people watching on YouTube. We don't even have 300 likes. We got another 2,000 to 3,000 watching on Twitter, and those likes are even worse. We might all go. I might join Tommy wherever he's at.
Hang on,
Guys, do us a favor. If you're enjoying the content and you want to support us, all you have to do is hit the like button. Hit that thumbs up button. It does wonders for our growth. I promise we wouldn't bug you if it didn't make a big difference. So please rip it. Rip that like button, all right?
Got something special today, Max. Got something real special.
Tell me all about it.
What is that?
This right here, which is clearly an oscillator, and it's priced in pounds. This is breakfast. Okay. This is breakfast. This is lean hogs over coffee.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So walk
Yeah.
me through how my fridge should look right now. You know, should I be overweight coffee or overweight bacon?
I would be rotating out of bacon into coffee, probably. Yeah, I'd be
Guys,
cutting back on the bacon into more coffee.
not kidding. I was checking the coffee. I was because I know how much Max loves coffee, right? Like there is no good morning without coffee. And I checked the chart of coffee, and I was like, "This is going to send high." Like I think coffee is going to produce orange juice.
Dude,
No way.
there is right now. I was talking with somebody in the coffee business last night. They're in my family.
Yeah.
And they're telling
Yeah.
me that Brazil is like squeezing the entire world right now. And it's true.
I
And
bet
like high quality
like-
coffee's trading at like $3.50 a pound, which is crazy.
Whoa, okay, hang on. We're gonna have to look at just coffee futures then.
yeah.
Dude, he said Brazil is literally squeezing the entire world right now, and it's completely unsustainable. And so many people are going to go out of business because of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
crazy.
bet you because the chart just broke all-time highs, and yeah, it's ready to go. It's ready to do orange juice, likely.
Yeah, let me pull up orange juice.
Dude, we're going to be drinking
Next to it.
$15 cups of coffee here pretty soon.
That can't do that. That's too much.
But the C, I think he was saying that like coffee C is like higher quality coffee. Like you could still go get some Folgers at your local gas station, you know, just stim up.
This is the real alpha we watch the stream for. Like I laugh when you know, we still get the OG members watching the show with good and funny comments, not shilling their, you know, takers.
I'm sure a lot of people are very
Appreciate
confused, but it's fine.
Yeah. They're like, why is this crypto channel charting bacon against coffee? What's going on?
You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
What
Yeah.
was there another super chat? I see Brock's. I don't think we can legally put it on the screen, but shout out to Brock.
Thank you, Brock.
Thank you, Brock. There was somebody
Is
else.
Is it legal or not if it's a super chat?
I mean,
we're just gonna leave it in the comments for now. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out. Let's put it that way.
I want to poke the YouTube bear. Yeah.
Fuck around, find out.
And he said, I have a super chat yesterday asking you guys to look at Brett and Andy. Okay.
It's not like we don't check Andy every single day, but let's do it.
Haven't looked at the Andy chart in 10 minutes.
Legend. I bet that Mugs has a, you know, like a third monitor up there. It's just the Andy chart.
Well, this is the 2-month Andy chart. Very nice. Very nice. Let's look at the monthly. Very nice. Very nice.
Hoo-hoo.
Okay.
Hoo-hoo. Imagine fading.
I mean, what do you want to know, brother? It's going higher. What do you want to know?
Guys, chill. Mike's just doing business stuff, man, or something. No
I'm
worries.
texting. I'm texting somebody about business.
He's texting, texting and driving, texting and charting,
Texting and shoving.
texting and shove.
Oh boy.
I mean, yeah, this chart looks great, guys. This chart looks great. I don't know if you have a specific question about it, put it in the chat, but pretty clean trade, easily up to the 1618 at just over $1 billion, right at $1 billion, right?
I mean,
Pretty
bro, it's
easy.
just gonna rip. Like,
Yeah,
it's just gonna rip. I don't know. It's just one of those things that's gonna happen. Just wait for ETH/BTC to start pumping.
it's just something that's inevitable. Yeah, and if you're in the Discord, we talked about comparing it to Wolf in terms of the next move being Andy outperforming. So yeah, man, it looks great. It's great. Let's look at Brett though real quick because he did ask for Brett as well. Jeez, what happened to Brett right there, man?
See, I look at the Brett on-chain chart. I don't like the perps charts because you get just crazy. Like the Bybit Wicks, bro.
Wait,
The
this is
Bybit
spot.
Wick almost fudded me out.
This is Bybit spot technically, but
Oh, it is.
It's still on a centralized exchange. So let's just do like wrapped ETH. Where's USD?
Good luck finding it.
Where's USD? This. I think this is it. Yeah. Still pretty nasty wicks though.
Dude, look at how perfect that little sweep was of those lows. That was such a predatory move.
That was clean.
And you love to see that type of stuff in a bull market, man, because that's just taking out the overconfident. The lows are in, boys.
Yeah.
You know?
And someone would limit orders there.
I mean, the lows are in, boys.
I am too, to be fair, but it's like, okay, for example, the low here clearly was not in, but now just change it to a line chart. Like the low was really in if you're a spot holder. It was just a wick, right? The low is in. But the over levered, Bybit apes, they always get taken to the woodshed, bro. They always do. And I love those big wicks, man, because it gives me a high degree of confidence that, hey, they got whoever they needed out of the market out. And now we're good to go higher.
Yeah, you need the flush. I'm sure funding got reset to a pretty wild degree on that. But yeah, I mean, like wick to wick, I mean, that was a 36% correction. That's crazy. But yeah, whoever asked for this chart, I mean, let's just do a little fib work. About 3 bill. 3 bill, little local target. Loggles on 4. Yeah, I like that. Could even draw another one back here if you wanted to. That was clean. All right, so this set of fibs is going to play really well. Wow, that was your 1618 from your first little consolidation. 8.5 is really probably your next target. I'm going to get rid of this because it's respecting 1618s really well. So yeah, 8.5.
Here's the thing on Brett Tucker. Let me tell you something here. Zoom out just a little. Go to like the 12-hour for me.
The 12-hour.
Go to the 12-hour. Keep it in log for me. Zoom out so we can see more of the price action to the left. Draw me a range of the 1618 from the first high down to the nuke low. All right.
The first, like back here.
Yeah, right there to the low. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we hit the 1.618. Draw me another range from the previous high after that one, right there, to its range low. I mean, I think it's a soft toss to the next 1.618. But ultimately, I think we're going to go higher because similar to Pepe, Brett has never existed in a regime where ETH BTC has acted as a tailwind. Furthermore, it's only ever existed with ETH being a pile of dog poop. And that's an objective truth. So I'm like, if we can get an ETH rally here, like, do me a favor now, Tucker. One more, not to be, being your puppet master here, but throw up ETH down below. And look at what happens to Brett when ETH starts ripping. It's the same thing as Pepe. It's the same thing as Andy. They all trade a little bit differently, right? Oh my gosh.
Bunch on
Said
here.
ETH, what
Others,
is
we
all
got
this?
others and RSI on there.
At least we
Okay.
didn't have Vu
We didn't
Manchu.
have Vu Manchu on there. That's true.
So look at the first pump to the left there, Tucker. Look at what was the catalyst for that Brett pump from the low right there. Look at what happened to ETH. ETH put in the ETF candle, and then Brett went up 700 or 800%. Right?
Yeah.
And then
ETH
off
put
the
that.
lows here in November from the Trump pump, we see ETH rip off of the lows, and look at what happens to Brett. So all you're trading here again is just another vehicle to speculate on ETH price appreciation. That's literally it. It's literally it.
Yeah.
And
the
boy,
ETH thing
ETH is
real.
going to get appreciated in the coming months.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is
shit.
seasonality.
I like when you whisper bullishness to me over the internet,
know.
Jackus. It's great.
Keep going.
Keep bidding. It's going higher.
Jackus ASMR. Talking about
ETH
starts.
to 12K. Let's go.
ETH to 12K. How is MOG looking? Is MOG looking good still? Yeah.
I'm very bullish on MOG, but it does trade so choppy, honestly.
I know. It's just not really beta to anything. I guess ETH, but it just doesn't have a clean. We're just so blessed with the beta train. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to,
It's
we
true.
just
Here's the
don't
thing
have
about
any
MOG, though.
correlation.
You have mega demand below you. I'm not worried about it. And additionally, I don't own MOG personally. Our fund owns MOG. We have a premier entry on it. Here's the thing. If you and I watch MOG very closely because I recognize the significance of MOG for this cycle. MOG trades well against the Pepe pair. If you chart MOG against Pepe, it actually trades cleanly and respects levels. So I'm not saying it's like true Pepe beta, but being a strong meme coin, they trade cleanly. Like you can see like when the highs get taken out, what kind of move happens. You can see like it'll hold demand, So I don't know how I feel like MOG Pepe could go a little lower here, low key, but I would expect a new high at some point. This is a pair that I watch almost every day. Not that I'm planning to trade it, but just because I'm trying to understand, like, I would like to know how the leaders of the cycle are moving, right? And I mean, look at Tucker, draw the range high here, bro. Look at the reaction. Is it a coincidence that MOG Pepe took out those highs and then rejected? No, it's not.
Random. So
It's
random, right? So it does trade. It does trade cleanly, but here's the thing: MOG is like Pepe on crack, is what it is. Like Pepe will rip, and then MOG will just like have a panic bid for like 10 days or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, it's a strong one. Like there's no denying it, but
it's definitely Pepe beta though, right? It definitely like once Pepe goes up, MOG will probably go up not twice as much, but more. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think you could come down a little bit here, but here's something though. I think the next time you push range highs, you might not come back on MOG Pepe, right? 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing this is gonna blast through here.
Yeah.
So this could be a premier entry on MOG Pepe, but I'm not gonna rotate Pepe. Like that's not gonna happen. But
no, I mean, I'd only consider rotating some Pepe that's in like long-term cap gains for me, which will be early next year.
yeah.
So I would consider doing it at the right time. Like if Pepe rips to like 30 billion and I've got some Pepe that's in long-term cap gains and I see the MOG Pepe valuation, ideally I'd love a range low visit. Like I know you have a diagonal here, Tucker, but if you were just draw a
down
range
here.
low, yeah, if you gave me range low and my Pepe's in long-term cap gains next year, I would consider a rotation, right? But for me, it's just I feel like I can milk more out of Pepe, and it's just not for me right now. So, but I keep a close eye on it, right? And
Pepe is
Tucker,
definitely more
draw some
liquid.
mega demand from. I'm going to give you a free pass on mega demand. Draw some mega demand from that first consolidation to the left there in 2023.
I mean, you've
Draw
got
that all the
this.
way over. If you gave me that level
I
next
don't
year,
know, bro. I don't know if you get that.
I don't know if you
get
do
that.
either, but I'm just saying if you did give me that, I would shove some Pepe into Mog down there. And I'm not saying you're going to get it. But I'm just saying, if the stars align and I get the opportunity to sell some Pepe next year, not my whole bag, but a little bit of it at like 25 to 40 billion long-term cap gains, and then hit a MOG rotation down there in mega demand, I would take a stab at it personally. That's just me, though.
Yeah. I mean, but it depends on the timing, right? Like if it's April, May, and you're getting out of Pepe, I don't know that I'd want to go buy something risky. I feel like
No, it'd be like February. It'd be like late January, February. Like I'm not gonna be shoving more altcoins in April and May.
Here's a thought though. If like just say that doesn't happen, you just hold Pepe till April, May, start exiting. After the summer lull, the summer doldrums, the summer pullback that we probably will get next summer. And the plan, right, is to come back by the dip in August or September and ride it up to the top potentially. But is that a time where you just hit this rotation potentially? Maybe
That would be
not buy
great.
Pepe back, buy Mog back.
Imagine this, Tucker. Imagine Pepe to 50 billion by April. Jeet Pepe, Mog Pepe's down at that low in like July.
Mm-hmm.
Bid like a 3 billion to 4 billion Mog on a correction in April, or I'm sorry, post April, May.
Yeah.
And then run up Mog to like 20 bill to end the cycle. That would be
That's what I'm
epic, bro. That would be epic.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I don't think you're going to want to like bag hold altcoins through the summer. I don't think you're going to want to do that. Because right, we've talked about it on here before, especially with Pepe, right? Like, is it SHIB? Is it Doge? Is it going to set a higher high or not? Like, that's a toss up. That's a big toss up. So yeah, I think that's probably the move. What else? Bitcoin's still above $100. We just need some good daily closes here. Guys. That's what we really need.
We really need ETH back above like 39.50, bro, is what we need. That's
Yeah.
I want to forever rule out sub 3,400, bro. And we're not quite there yet, but
No,
we're getting close.
We can't be doing this. We can't be setting lower highs and then like sweeping lows, and then we can, but like that would not be ideal, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. The whole FOMC thing is still looming, right? Which is unfortunate because it's in like, a week
We could
from
rip
today.
at FOMC. It's happened before.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could rip into it and then see the de-risking the day or so before. Kind of like we saw with the CPI numbers the other day, which was this nuke basically. And then commence the Santa rally. But
Yeah.
Jackus, what are you seeing out there, brother?
I'm seeing pump on the horizon.
Pump
in the
on the
coming
horizon.
weeks.
Well, talk to me about ETH. Are you seeing one more sweep of the lows or no?
Yeah, like my main base case was truly that we see this retest that we just have. Now, I do see reasons for it to sweep the lows again. That said, I do not think it's necessary anymore. And I really think like this is kind of the think where it comes to market makers' place. Like, I do not think you can genuinely predict this very well. It's just like 50-50, and you need to go with like, you would need to see something on very lower time frames where like it's stopping to rotate, and then you open the short, and then you kind of hope it goes down there. But if it doesn't, you need to be very quick to cut it. So I do see reasoning for it to go down there if the market makers need to acquire additional ease, additional reset to stop the over leveraged apes that are trying to open their longs again after getting liquidated for the 10th time. So that might happen, but there is no need. The higher time frame retest here has been done. It can still dip there once again. That's totally normal. But it's sort of like when you saw ETH trading, and you can actually go down there to the bottoming range, right, at 2,200. So what you see is a very good higher time frame level, and you want it to be buying at the lows, and you can predict this very well that it's a good buy. What you do not know is how many oscillators happen in between, right? Like, the price could have pumped already on the second or third attempt. Instead, they did four attempts, and I do not think you can predict this well unless you like see stuff on lower time frames and pray. What you can do is understand the higher time frame discount and the higher time frame levels and position into those. And I think that lots of people are doing it the wrong way, where they are trying to catch like the Euroscalper 200R trade with insane leverage and try to make it all in one trade. And I am yet to see a trader who is making money longevity wise by very tight stop losses, because I've seen people like ICT in my days and so forth who always were big personas, but they usually, when you actually get into them, like you follow very closely, you will realize that they would either have to be bomb billionaires, or
What was that
they
word
are really
again?
not
You
making
said
it.
billionaires?
Billionaire.
Yeah. So you really make money on higher time frames. It's always been like this, and I do not think it changes. Yeah.
Yeah, that last sweep right there, Jackus, that was the one. Because I was looking at this, like, we didn't get a sweep here, wasn't the bottom, right? We didn't get a sweep here, wasn't the bottom. We didn't get a sweep here, was not the bottom. Once we got the high time frame, the daily sweep, sent, right?
Yeah.
So
Actually, if you're gonna look at BTC at 11K in 2020, it was literally the same. There was like a triangle, and they did a little sweep, and then it was up only from there. BTC 2020. You can put it side by side. It'd be amazing.
Frozen concentrate orange juice A.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about that.
You wouldn't get it.
All right, what'd you say? BTC
Tucker pays
one?
extra for all those guys. You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't understand.
He literally costs himself money just so he can torture the comment section for not liking.
That's true.
That's a giga chat.
This is true. All right, wait, Jack, is you talking about here? Wait, no, you said 2011?
I said 2020.
Oh,
11K 2020.
11K 2020.
Yeah, just go daily.
I'm on the 3-day. I thought you said 2011. I was like, my God, I was not trading in 2011.
Listen, I know lots of fractals, like I seen them today, but probably not from 2011.
You talking about this?
Yes. If you were actually to go, maybe you need to like, can you do a replay mode on that one?
Yeah, from where?
That bottoming structure, just like that triangle before it ripped. So right. Yeah,
Here?
yeah. Yeah, just a little bit more. It's good. And
That's
then
good.
go on H4. Yeah, and so if you're gonna do, it's not as the same as in there, but if you were to pull a, like, I remember there was a fake breakdown of a triangle or something, and then it ripped just higher. Maybe it was on a different exchange, something, but there was like a
Yeah. There was like a wick down below, like
yeah.
this, basically.
Maybe if you go with the play tool,
Which tool?
the
Oh, hit
play,
play.
uh,
Oh,
maybe that one. Yeah, maybe that one was just a little one. But I remember back then people were saying like, "Hey, this is breaking down," and should I think this week went below that one. Yeah, actually.
yeah.
I think it swept the low and then ran. But you can see this lots of the times in history. Probably not the best example, but I remember that right here, people were speculating that because, like lots of OG accounts you see nowadays, right? And lots of people follow them, give them the highest engagement. But all of these people were back then saying that BTC goes back to, like 9K or something at least. And it didn't and kept tripping, and they were caught off sides. Then they were looking for 12K retest, didn't come. Then they were looking for 14K retest, didn't come. Then price was at all-time highs. They were looking for a big pullback, and boom, 30K.
I mean, this chart looks so similar too, right? Like,
That
Yes.
Tucker, even that
I mean,
up
you're in
higher,
this.
right
Yeah,
there. See
that's
that
where
big
you are.
U-turn? Yes. See
Yeah.
that big U-turn right there? Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Whoa, that drop, and then I mean, that's literally where we are right now. Like, we're in
Yeah.
this.
And I have to
I
show
was-
you something. I have to show you something real quick. Okay, then I'll give it back, guys.
I was discussing this fractal. All right, sorry.
We're running this a little bit before the end of the show now. All right. If you enjoy our content, you will absolutely love the products that we have to offer. All right. Before we get back to the show, brief intermission here. All right. What you can do right now is you can navigate over to our website and you can sign up for one of our many product offerings. All right. Here we have on the left the BB Terminal plus Telegram. We have hundreds of indicators that you can't find just on TradingView, all compiled into one super website. We spent over a year developing this thing. It will give you that edge. And it also comes with a Telegram alerts channel. If you really want to take things to the next level and you want to see all of my positions, Tucker, Jackus, Tommy, Will, Louie, Wob, everybody, the entire BB team, you're going to want to check out this gold package over here. All right. It's expensive, but there's a reason that we charge what we do. You get over 3 hours per day of private live voice calls with the entire BB team, Q&A, chart requests, full transparency, positional updates, everything like that. And within that package, you get the BB terminal included for no additional costs. All right. We spent a couple $100,000 developing this BB terminal, and we give it to our Discord community for no additional costs, guys. You really need your wolf pack. You need your group this cycle. If we're not that group for you, then that's okay. Go find your group, but you need to surround yourself with people that know what they're talking about, people that you can lean on during easy times, during hard times. We want to be that group for you guys. And there's a reason that we have an over 80% lifetime member retention rate. People sign up and they stay because it's that good. So definitely consider checking it out. We are going to cut this off this week, but if you want to sign up and save 25%, you can pay for the year up front, guys, right here, 25%. That's going to be good just for this week. All right. So sign up sooner rather than later, guys. But really, this is the most popular package and for a reason. A lot of people sign up for this one, the silver tier, and then they immediately upgrade to the gold package because of the offerings, guys. So check that out sooner rather than later, guys. Prices go up like every quarter we raise the prices. Okay. It's going to keep going up throughout this cycle. That's just the truth. It is what it is. But if you want to save 25%, you can pay for the year up front right here. And again, for those of you that have a big tax bill, you could potentially consider expensing this as well. I know a lot of people, they run this through their business or they write this off at the end of the year. It's December. It's a great time to dive in, pay for the yearly, save 25%. And again, if you've got a tax bill coming up, you can run up some expenses. So good opportunity to do that, guys. But again, full transparency, positional updates, chart requests. We ping your phone whenever we do anything. It's the best, guys. It's the best. All right. But anyways, we will get back to the show now. Just wanted to let you guys know about that. Definitely consider checking it out. There's a reason that people love it. They come, they stay forever. All right. There's nothing like it. And again, don't group it in with other Discord groups. Like there's nothing like this. We just use Discord because it's really convenient and familiar and it's, you know, really easy for people to navigate and use. I mean, we do two private conference calls per day. Like we get to talk 24/7. So again, there's really nothing like it. Check the comments. There's some people in there vouching for us right now. If you want to pay in crypto, get DM on X, guys. We can help you do that as well. All right.
BB guys really think I have liquid cash left. Guess what? You can pay with crypto.
Yeah. Yeah. You can send me a DM on X and I'll check it. We can do a crypto payment, but you got to pay for the yearly right here. All right. But we would accept crypto right now for the yearly. So send me a DM and we can get you set up there as well. All right. Back to the show. Back to the show.
3,800, baby. 3,800. No, but let's zoom in on this. I'm gonna add another chart on here too, guys. Yeah, let's do this. We're gonna look at Aura. Wow, that's an old one. We're going to look at 37 to 35K range, everybody, because it's the same too. We're just out here studying vertical accumulation. That's all we're doing, guys. That's all we're doing. Okay.
I feel Tucker is about to cook.
What do you notice? What do you notice, guys? I mean, I'm just gonna delete these down here too, but kind of look, here's what it is. Off of like a base, right? Off of a base down here, off of this base down here, off of this base down here, you know. You get the pop, then you consolidate a little bit, then you get vertical accumulation, and then you pop again, and you pop again, right? This was the ETF nonsense, so it kind of screwed things up, but either way, you went higher, right? If I continue to play this, you know, it might take it a minute, but obviously you guys there. You see what happens. It looks pretty damn similar. It looks identical, right? And this was Bitcoin in 2020. This is Bitcoin in 2023. ETH now, right? So if we're still somewhat assuming that ETH is a cycle behind and then Sol is a cycle behind that, then this tracks pretty well. And it's just, you know, how many people on leverage, how many people in spot altcoins get chopped out during this, right? It's just like what Jack has talked about with the market.
And all the ICT boys are in shambles. They never get their lows. You know?
Yeah, they want their lows retested. You know, they want the perfect sweep. The liquidity is lower. We can't just keep moving the bid up. Oh no. You know. And it just goes higher. And that's just the season that we're in. And I wonder too. Yeah, this was Q4. This was Q4. Oh, it's Q4. I mean,
that's a coincidence, bro.
It's just a coincidence. TA doesn't work, you know. It's a coincidence, yeah. So,
Tucker, have we observed Tether dominance today or no?
We need to. I looked at it earlier.
I feel like we need to observe it again. Also, Jim Jenkins. Jim, you do too much, Jim. Jim, you have to stop super chatting, bro. You do way too much, man. You're too generous. You're too supportive. It makes me uncomfortable how supportive you are. You understand?
Yeah.
But thank you, Jim. An absolute legend.
Yeah, man. I mean, this was our trend line. This is when we talked about. We talked about this in March. I was a little concerned about this. I faded myself, and you know what happened next.
Tucker, over under on 100. How many 1.618s and Tucker Nachi lines have you faded?
Over under, probably over 100. Probably over 100. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, it's tough. It's great TA. It's great TA, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't execute. And altcoins were ripping. Altcoins were ripping, so it is what it is. But
All right, so where are we going now?
This
me where we're
time we
going
were
now.
right. We were right to fade it this time. Okay. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 taps, basically, of this line of tether dominance, right? Which I'm sure you guys know, but is the market cap percentage that tether makes up of total. We've broken down. We've broken down. Now I see and I saw the sweep, right? We got a little bounce from it. The sweep ors got their bounce. Where is it? Right there. Right there. Yeah. And oh shit. Sorry. We got our bounce, we got our pop, little bearish retest, lower, much lower on tether dominance, guys. And every time this ticks lower let's do this. While this goes up, exit bar replay, it matters more. Okay. It matters more. Let's get out of log. Right. So every time this goes lower, while the market cap of Tether goes up, it has more of an impact on total, right? Which is why these have been tops for so long, right? This line had been tops for so long because this chart was up only. That's why it was an upward trend. But we've broken down while this continues to chad. And that only means one thing. It only means one thing, guys. And I don't even want to say it. But super cycle. I'm just kidding. We can't say super cycle on here, but it looks real good. It looks real good. It looks really good. Let me look at some comments. Jim is a Chad. Yes, this is true.
Can confirm.
Can confirm.
He's also smooth, man, which is great.
Is he?
Dude, Jim is so smooth.
I did not know that about Jim.
He is tremendously smooth, bro. Not a single corrugation in the man's brain.
Wow, Jim. Wow. Meet me in the Smooth Brain channel, Jim. See you there. Emilio saying, I think next cycle we say super cycle.
Next cycle we say super cycle. I don't think so.
What if this is the next cycle?
Yeah. This must be now. It must be now, or it's not.
Yeah, it's got to be now, man. Like what are we waiting for, right? You've got tether dominance breaking down. You got tether market cap up only. You've got all these ETFs. If there's a time for this quote unquote super cycle, aka, what does that really mean though, right? Does it just mean we don't have a bear market that corrects 70%? Because like that bar is somewhat low, I feel like, right? Like if that's the definition. Like,
it's really a question what it is, right? Because you can tell people, hey, we are in a bull market, and some people, and then they will tell you like, no, it's not a bull market, we just corrected like 30%, and I'm like, but to me that's bull market. So it really comes to definition lots of the times. Like I've noticed, and it goes beyond trading or investing. I will not go that road today. That would be a different stream. But lots of the times people like have different definition to stuff, and then they argue that something is for what it isn't when they are actually talking the same thing, just like call it different names. So like To give an example, like, no, I do not want to go that road.
Oh, you don't want to give an example, Jackus?
No, I just had a one that probably isn't fitting,
Mm,
and I would have to think of a better one, which I do not currently have. But I suppose you get what I mean.
I get what you mean. We actually are doing good on the likes today. I just checked that.
You better shoot.
553.
553.
Yeah, 553.
The guys are getting slightly better. I do appreciate it, but guys, keep it up, right? Keep it up, and then I might consider dropping some alpha later in the week, maybe next week. But the behavior just need to get better than it was past weeks, to be honest. Like, we cooked so much alpha, we have 800 people watching, and then you check the like button, and it's like sub 300. It's like, what?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Must be a YouTube glitch, right? There's no way.
There is no way they're just watching for free and
There's no
cannot
way.
even press the like button.
There's no way.
No.
It's impossible. I don't know, man. I don't think we're gonna get some crazy pullbacks anymore. I feel like the Tether dominance breakdown is really enough confirmation for me.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And ETH looks pretty good here. Bitcoin looks like it's ramping. I mean, how would we feel about a little rally into FOMC? I mean, if not us, then who? If not now, then when?
How do you guys think that people who sold on this panic dip are feeling right now watching the price?
They're in shambles.
Yeah. Which is exactly what needed to happen. I don't even want to look at. I mean, how bad did funding get before we saw this dip? Was it that bad?
It was pretty,
I hadn't really looked
overheated.
at it. Yeah.
It wasn't out of line with what we've seen in previous bull markets, but it was aggressive. Open interest was high.
Yeah.
This was a very healthy flush. Like, we accomplished what we needed. Like, we basically got like a derivatives reset across the board. So,
all right. How do you, if you think it's a super cycle, how do you play this without round trip and getting caught off super cycle next cycle? But it starts early, in my opinion. I mean, you said, how do you play this without round tripping and getting caught off? I would treat it like a regular cycle and then, get out when it's time based on history. And then if it isn't, maybe leave some moon bags. And then if it is a super cycle, be willing to adapt, right? if you're gonna play it conservatively.
Tesla just hit all-time highs.
No way.
wow.
Our equity's shredding. I haven't even looked at. Wow. Yeah, it is.
Dude.
Wow. Imagine it playing the Pepe fractal. That's crazy.
Imagine getting it at 150 when people said it doesn't belong to Max 7 anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, shove in, because bearish news is your bullish trigger at the range lows.
Imagine thinking that Elon aligning himself with the president of the United States wouldn't allow Tesla to literally just run through all the legislation that they need for the next 20 years in one presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine.
This weekly candle looks ridiculous for Tesla. Is everything sending? Not really. SPX look good.
We're just grinding.
QQQ looks even better. IWM needs a little help here, though. Yeah. Jackus, when Dixie nuke, brother?
It's on the menu. It's on the menu.
I know it's on the menu. I need to know.
Jackus, entry, stop loss, TP, and the date that it will hit.
Fill out this form,
Date.
please.
Date.
And leverage. Please give leverage.
It's not about entry, stop loss, TP anymore. It's also about the date. Now you gotta predict even the date.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, superpowers are nice, but I don't possess them, guys.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this. I mean, obviously, like, he should be somewhere in here. In this last little gasp, basically. Right. But that took a while, right? That took a while. That took a few months to resolve. If we're here. I don't even know where you draw this, but
I just am like so confident that we're about to rip here, man. Like just
Wait, we are watching the DXY chart. Be careful what you say.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
no,
not
okay.
DXY, not DXY. It's over for DXY. I'm just so confident that I mean, man, it's not even middle of December yet, you know? I mean, we're getting close, but
Mhm.
I think there's a world in which ETH could be at, 5K or like pushing all-time highs by the end of this year. Really?
Oh yeah, 100%. We could be at 5K by end of year. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a great FOMC next week. I just think people are gonna,
Sure.
screw up trading around it probably, and we're gonna, mess around before and after, but really just before actually. We're probably gonna rip afterwards, but yeah, there's no reason that we can't absolutely. I mean, it's not even mid-December, right? It's not even halfway through December, so. I mean, again, like every month, when does the correction come? It's come within the first week of the month for the last like 6 months, So, um, but again, we should remind everyone that you shouldn't expect ETH and altcoin significant outperformance until next year, until Q1. So usually it's Bitcoin. Usually it's Bitcoin dragging everything up through the end of the year, right? Through December. And traditionally, December has been when you break out, right? This cycle has been, even though we range for 9 months, this cycle has still been front running, right? We front ran all time highs before the halving. We front ran December by breaking out in November, in my opinion. Obviously catalyzed by the election, but yeah, I still think we're potentially just kind of a month ahead of schedule, but still should be a big December.
Yeah.
Daniel
should be-
Kim woke up at 12 a.m. in a cold sweat because the market was about to rip.
I do that sometimes. Like I'll wake up at like 3 in the morning and I'll just be like, and
Yeah.
then I'll check my phone and it's a problem, man. I
Yeah.
become in sync with the charts.
Yep. You can feel when something big is about to happen. You've been staring at it long enough for sure.
Yep. I don't know, man. I just am like Pepe's gonna just rip, man. Like it's just gonna fly. I just feel bad for the people getting chopped up locally, on their premier beta. Their Pepe, their Brett, their Andy, their Wolf, their Max ETH, all the
They're
best beta.
maxing.
It's just hard to watch,
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all you
somebody
gotta
asked me to
do.
chart that the other day, and I was like, "It's up only. I can't do anything. I can't. What are you going to do?"
I just put a chart in the Discord, man. It's
Oh, really?
dude, it's amazing, honestly.
I know.
What they've been able to do with it.
I know. What else do you guys want to look at?
Just tell me how high ETH is gonna go. That's all I want to know.
So
the only thing I care about.
I really think 5K by Christmas is a real thing.
Show me. I'm a visual learner. Show me.
You're a visual learner. Well, there's help for you yet, Max. I'm also a visual learner. I'm just kidding. Let's see. I mean, here's why, right?
I
Here's
mean,
why.
that's getting hit within 30 days, whether it's early next year or end of this year. Like that level.
Yeah, I mean, here was your little bear trap, you know. Here's your target from this whole range, you know, however you want to draw it, your little PO3, right? Like, I'll make this a different color. This is happening. And you're in the vertical accumulation we've talked about that looked identical to Bitcoin in 2023 and last cycle. So, you know, there you go. That's it right there. Easy. Christmas might be
Yeah.
pushing it a little bit, but sorry, Jack, let's go ahead.
Guys, quick poll. Do you feel more nervous being in stables and waiting for a pullback, or being in a position and being in a drawdown?
Do we feel more what? More.
If people, sorry, I'm hearing terrible noise from one of you. Like I hear myself. Yeah, I think that was Tucker. So
Wow.
do you feel more nervous being in stables waiting for a pullback to get a position, or do you feel more nervous being in a spot position but being in a drawdown locally? Like, what is more nervous? And you guys can answer this too, and then people
more
can
nervous. Would I feel more nervous essentially sidelined and waiting to buy lower or in drawdown?
Yeah.
Basically. For sure more nervous waiting to buy lower. 110%. I would much rather be in drawdown than be sidelined. 100%, without a doubt.
I mean, it really depends for me on like the conditions. Right now, I'd feel much more nervous about being sidelined, like praying for a dip. But there are times when being stuck in a position that's not going so well is more emotionally taxing. But right now, I mean, I can't imagine being overweight stables. Like I would at minimum just view like ETH as your stable coin. Like if you don't want to be like in a trade, just hold spot ETH because it's basically a stable coin that could 3 or 4x from here. So I don't know why you'd be heavy stables here. I don't understand it. I cannot justify that personally. You know, but that's just me.
Bull
What about you,
market
Jack?
using L1 as your stable. Yeah.
I think that was a very good argument. What about the situation where like you are mid bull market, or let's say you sold somewhere, you know, pretty even market, you know, not bullish, not bearish. You sold and the price is above your selling point. So technically, it's higher than where you sold. Do you feel more nervous being in those tables versus as if you bought in and you were in a drawdown? Like it's the same situation, just that the price is higher than when you sold and you are in stables. So it's like technically you are, because if you are in a spot position, right, and you are in a drawdown, let's say you put in, 10K, price is down minus 10%, and your portfolio now has 9K value, versus if you sold with 10K, but if you held, your portfolio would be 11K. What makes you more nervous? You're in stables and you have 10K, but the market is at a point where if you just held, you would have 11K, and you are afraid that if you're gonna keep holding, the price will run away further and you will stay in stables. What is more nervous to you guys?
You mean, okay, in current market conditions, right?
Can be pretty even, you know. It doesn't have to be like the current one. Could be the current one, but could be just like, you know, you could think of 2023 or something. doesn't really like it's not a peak, you know, it's not like a mid bear market situation, right? Like obviously you're gonna feel good and stable.
I mean, right now, I would feel nervous being sidelined, and I would probably just buy it back higher if I had put myself in that situation, honestly. But if we were, if like, it's a little different, right? If we were ranging like we did for the last 9 months, I wouldn't be as nervous. But if we're trending like we are now, and if we've just started to trend, then that's different, and I would just probably just shove it back in, right? But um, yeah, if it's like a 2023 kind of year, same thing as if we're ranging, right? I would probably, half and half, maybe split the difference. I wouldn't be that worried about it running away. But right now, I would personally.
I personally always feel like I just wanted to know, like, there is no trick in these questions, right? Like each person will have a different play. Some people just are more of a, like, they measure their portfolio value in stables or in fiat, and they just feel like comfy, you know, being in 10K, and they are not like looking to outperform BTC or anything. They're just like happy if the 10K becomes 20K, and that's all that matters, right? Even if like they held BTC and they would have made more. And I have it otherwise. I'm more nervous also when I'm in stables waiting for a pullback, especially if like I expect price appreciation in the future. So being in a position where you are in stables waiting for a pullback but price is higher is worse to me than being in a spot position which currently dipped 10%, you name it, but you know that it's a good position to be in.
I would agree with you, Jackus. All right, guys, that there is the end of the show. That's it. We're wrapping up the show.
It is done.
It's done. We already talked about it, but guys, jump in to one of our products. All right, check out the BB Terminal plus Telegram, or join us for the full package, BB Terminal, Telegram, and Discord. I would highly encourage you to join the more expensive one because it is worth it. You get to see full, transparent positional updates, TA, chart requests, and again, we do 3 hours per day of private live voice calls with the entire BB team. There is truly nothing else out there like it, guys. So take your trading to the next level. Join your group. Join your pack. I mean, I don't even know how much I really even need to sell it. Like it will make such a difference. Like it shouldn't be viewed as like I'm spending $400 per month. You should make a lot more than that every single month. Otherwise, you shouldn't join, right? And that's why we have an over 80% lifetime member retention rate, is because people come and they make money and they stay, and it's an asset to them. It's not a liability. It's something that continues to pay and pay and pay. And again, we actually just gave our members a really nice airdrop. I think it should be over like $4,000 now, give or take. So, and rumor has it there's another one coming up soon. So there's just so many benefits of being in there, guys. It's truly a think tank. It's truly a hive mind. And again, it will make the world of a difference for you for the remainder of this cycle. The market is just simply way too big to navigate alone. And you got to surround yourself with the brightest and the best. And if we're not those people for you and you think there's better options, then go join them. But you need to be able to lean on people. And I think we do a pretty damn good job. All right. So check it out. Full positional updates, full transparency, lots of benefits. And again, 24/7 line of communication with 3 hours per day of private voice calls with the entire BB team, guys. It's fantastic. So check that out. And if you want to benefit from the yearly subscription, guys, you can do so by clicking this button and save 25% for a limited time here just for our holiday special if you pay for the year up front. If you would like to try to pay in crypto, we can accept that. Just send me a DM on X and we'll get you all set up there. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I guess, well, actually, I'll mention the fun too, right? If you're like, hey, these guys are awesome. I love these plays. I love the analysis. I know they're winners, but I don't have time to invest in all this stuff and watch the market on my own. Well, guess what? we actually also have an SEC registered hedge fund called BB Wealth Management. Guys, the link to the X account, BB Wealth Management, is below. You can go to the contact form, the link in the bio, set up a meeting with us, and we'd be happy and honored to discuss any questions that you may have about it. The fund is doing tremendously well. Actually really, really kicking ass right now. So we got it dialed in. And again, it's a great benefit for those that want us to actually manage their money for them, but it can also be a nice diversification tool. If you're like, hey, you know what? I'm crushing on my own, but let's see what these boys can do. Think of it as a nice way to diversify existing holdings. So you could set up a meeting with us. We'd be happy to talk with you all about it. And you could subscribe to that fund if you are an accredited investor with cash, or actually we can accept native spot crypto from large tier 1 centralized exchanges as well. But guys, join us somewhere. Join us in the terminal. Join us in the Discord. Join us in BB Wealth Management. And additionally, we have a BB Academy on our website where we teach you all of our tips, tricks, and secrets that we have cumulatively accrued for decades as a team, successfully navigating these markets. So join us somewhere. Guys, thanks so much for being here. We will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Market Check. And everybody take care.